OpenAI is the face of AI. 800 million people use it every week. And yet, this company still loses money. The trilogy's final question: when does this face become a wallet? On the S-curve, OpenAI sits at the peak of the conversation curve. 800 million weekly users, distribution is at its peak, yet it still loses money. Scale isn't the same as revenue. So a next curve attaches, from chatbot to agent. Not a tool that answers questions, but a delegate that does the work for you, like operator or deep research. Willingness to pay jumps from a $20 a month chatbot to buying your working hours. Today's $300 billion private valuation prices in not the peak of conversation, but this relay, where the face becomes a wallet. Now we turn EP2's 3 scales into a live signal board. 3 red lights. First, the brain becoming a commodity. If open source and rival models repeatedly match the top tier, token prices bottom out, and paid conversion stalls, the premium vanishes. Second, the face standing at someone else's doorway. If Google, Apple, and Microsoft build AI and by default and ChatGPT's users stall or leak away. Third, the fuel running dry. If losses and compute bills grow faster than revenue, or the next funding round comes at a lower valuation. But note, OpenAI is private, with no quarterly filings, so you have to read it through product launches, traffic, and funding news. The other side is green lights, actually the flip side of the very same metrics. First, frontier speed, when rivals catch up to last year's model but OpenAI has already reopened the gap with the next generation, what gets commoditized is always yesterday's model. Second, habit lock-in, if, despite built-in defaults, ChatGPT usage keeps growing, to ask equals ChatGPT sets in, and memory and chat history pile up so switching costs rise. Third, building its own wallet, if agents go past demos into real revenue and revenue per user jumps, the baton passes from face to wallet. Same metric, turns down, red, jumps up, green. Wait, what does any of this have to do with my life? OpenAI has a double twist. First, you already use it every day, drafting morning emails, writing reports, and code at work, asking instead of searching. Second, and yet you can't even buy the stock. It's private. If NVIDIA was invisible infrastructure, OpenAI is the opposite, a tool you can see all too clearly. So your own instinct, will I pay more for this AI, will I hand work to an agent? Is literally the first data point of the does the face become a wallet signal. But using it daily doesn't make it a good investment. Changing the world and reliably making money are two different things. The trilogy's final verdict. But buy or sell doesn't even apply, it's private, you can't buy it. So the verdict comes in 3 layers. 1. As a category it won't be forgotten, but not forgotten doesn't mean becomes a wallet. 2. Today's $300 billion private valuation already prices in the relay, the face becomes a wallet. If the belief is right, it's cheap, if wrong, it's expensive. 3. Test that belief not by feel, but with the 2 signal boards. The right question isn't should I buy, but 3 questions. Do I believe the relay, what signals verify it, and through what shadow ladder do I get exposure to this giant I can't buy? If you believe, there are indirect routes, Microsoft's stake, the compute supply chain, private exposure funds. What this trilogy leaves you is not a stock, but tools, EP2's 3 scales, EP3's 2 signal boards, and the shadow ladder for a giant you can't buy. Now read the next product launch, traffic figures, and funding news yourself. Face becomes a wallet, bullish, the baton drops, bearish. Just ask one honest question, will I pay for an AI assistant and hand work to an agent? That answer is the first button on whether you believe OpenAI's valuation. The OpenAI trilogy closes here, but the next stage gets measured by the same ruler. Tap the cards on screen for the next one.